the injured is in moderate condition. As per reports, at least 15 people have been left injured after the strike. Israel's Magan David Adom says multiple bomblet impact sites have been reported. These impacts were recorded across Tel Aviv and surrounding areas. Authorities are still assessing whether there are additional casualties at other locations. The strikes also caused damage to several homes and nearby roads. Cluster munitions are particularly dangerous due to their wide area impact. They release multiple smaller explosives, increasing the risk to civilians. This latest attack comes amid continued ballistic missile launches from Iran. Israel's air defense systems were activated to intercept incoming threats. However, some projectiles or fragments appear to have penetrated defenses. The incident adds to growing concerns over the effectiveness of interceptions. Israel is facing tough questions after 2 Iranian missiles struck southern cities overnight. The Israeli Air Force now says the failure to intercept those missiles was purely coincidental. According to the IAF, 2 separate ballistic missiles hit the cities of Dimona and Arad. The strikes left over 150 people injured and caused extensive damage on the ground. Air defense systems were activated and did engage both incoming projectiles. However, in both cases, the interceptors failed to successfully neutralize the missiles. The IAF says investigations show the failures were unrelated and caused by different issues. Despite occurring within 2 hours and in the same region, officials insist it was coincidence. The missiles involved reportedly carried conventional warheads, not cluster munitions. Each warhead contained hundreds of kilograms of explosives, amplifying the destruction. Israeli officials believe the missiles were likely from Iran's Gadir family of projectiles. These missiles are considered a known and serious threat by Israeli defense forces. The incidents have raised concerns over the reliability of Israel's air defense systems, but the IAF has strongly rejected claims of any systemic failure. Officials point out that earlier attacks on the same area were successfully intercepted. They say the same defense systems worked effectively in those previous incidents. Since the start of the war, Iran has launched more than 400 ballistic missiles at Israel. According to the IAF, about 92% of missiles targeting populated areas were intercepted. That figure includes attacks aimed at key infrastructure and civilian zones. Still, a small number of missiles have managed to break through defenses. In total, 5 missiles with conventional warheads have struck populated areas. 4 of those impacts caused significant and widespread damage. Additionally, there have been more than 20 dozen incidents involving cluster warhead missiles. These cluster munitions have resulted in over 100 separate impact sites across Israel. The latest strikes in Dimona and Arad now highlight the risks of even limited failures. As the conflict continues, questions remain over defense gaps and evolving missile threats.
A new phase of warfare is unfolding in the skies, and this time it's driven by drones. Iran has confirmed that its latest strike on Ben Gurion Airport was carried out using the advanced Arash-2 drone, a weapon Tehran says can be launched in large numbers with precision and with minimal warning. According to Iranian military spokesperson Mohammad Akrami Nia, the Arash-2 is already being mass-produced and can be deployed rapidly. Its key advantage? A very small radar signature, making it extremely difficult to detect, and high endurance, allowing it to travel long distances and stay in the air for extended periods. The strike marks a significant escalation. Iran says this is part of a broader, sustained campaign targeting Israeli military infrastructure in response to ongoing U.S. and Israeli operations since late February. In what it calls a new phase of drone warfare, Tehran claims its forces hit critical systems at Ben Gurion Airport, including fuel depots and refueling networks used to support Israeli fighter jets. The impact, according to Iranian statements, has been substantial.
Airport operations were reportedly disrupted on Saturday, aircraft damaged, and military logistics strained. There are even indications that alternative transport routes, including railways, are being used to compensate, highlighting the pressure on one of Israel's most vital hubs. At the center of this strategy is the Arash 2 itself. With a reported range of up to 2,000 kilometers, precision guidance systems, and the ability to fly low to evade radar, the drone represents a shift in modern warfare, where relatively low-cost systems can challenge high-value targets. More importantly, it reflects a broader doctrine: a multi-layered target bank, coordinated strikes, and the ability to sustain pressure across multiple fronts. Because this is no longer just about isolated attacks, it's about a calculated, evolving strategy where drones are no longer supported tools. They are becoming the front line.
Weil ich mich hier stundenlang durch die neuesten
As Iran unleashes relentless missile strikes across Israeli cities, Russia has now stepped in with a sharp and significant reaction, warning of serious global consequences. The Kremlin says the assassination of Iranian leaders by the United States and Israel cannot remain without consequences, calling the situation deeply alarming. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov stressed that the escalation has already had and will continue to have profound consequences, while asserting that Iran is actively defending itself. These remarks come as the impact of Iran's latest strikes continues to unfold on the ground in Israel, particularly in the southern city of Dimona. Israeli authorities say at least 180 people have been injured in Dimona and nearby areas, marking one of the most intense and damaging phases of the conflict so far. Dimona's proximity to Israel's highly sensitive nuclear facility has made the strike especially significant, raising concerns about the vulnerability of critical infrastructure. Iran, meanwhile, has framed the attack as direct retaliation for the earlier strike on its Natanz nuclear enrichment facility, indicating a dangerous shift toward targeting nuclear-linked sites. A day earlier, Russia had strongly condemned the attack on Natanz, calling the actions of the United States and Israel irresponsible and a blatant violation of international law. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova warned that such actions create real risks of disaster across the Middle East, underlining the potential for a much wider regional crisis. Adding another layer to the conflict, earlier reports suggested that Russia may be providing Iran with intelligence on the locations of U.S. military assets, a development that, if confirmed, could significantly alter the balance of the ongoing war.
A massive escalation in the conflict, Iran unleashed one of its most intense missile barrages yet, striking deep into southern Israel, including areas linked to its nuclear infrastructure. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps says it has launched the 73rd wave of its ongoing operation, True Promise 4, targeting multiple Israeli cities in a coordinated assault. Footage released by Iranian media appears to show missiles being launched by IRGC personnel, though the exact time and location of these visuals could not be independently verified. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps says it launched the 73rd wave of Operation True Promise 4, targeting key Israeli cities, including Dimona, home to its most sensitive nuclear facility. At the heart of the attack was a powerful mix of advanced missile systems. The IRGC says it deployed Fatah hypersonic missiles, along with Gadar and Emad ballistic missiles. The The Fatah missile, believed to be one of Iran's most advanced systems, is designed to maneuver at high speeds, making interception significantly more difficult. Alongside it, the Ghadar and Imad missiles, both long-range ballistic systems, are capable of carrying heavy payloads with improved accuracy, allowing deep strikes into strategic targets. Iran says these missiles, combined with drone strikes, hit military and security sites in Dimona, Arad, Eilat, Beersheva, and Kiryat Gat in a coordinated barrage. The impact on the ground has been severe. Israeli authorities report at least 180 people injured in Dimona and nearby areas, marking one of the most intense strikes since the war began. Dimona's proximity to Israel's nuclear facility has made this attack particularly significant, raising fears about the vulnerability of critical infrastructure. Iran has framed the strike as retaliation for the attack on its Natanz nuclear enrichment site, a signal that both sides are now directly targeting each other's most sensitive and strategic assets. Iranian state television described the strikes as a direct response to an earlier attack on Iran's Natanz nuclear enrichment site, signaling a dangerous shift toward targeting nuclear-linked infrastructure. A direct missile strike near one of the most sensitive nuclear sites in the world. Southern Israel rocked, defenses breached, and dozens